This is the secret of Musar. It doesn't affect you right away in one day. It has to be months. But every day, serious tapes about the subject. You address the subject. This is a war. You put all your weapon against this. And then you move to the next one and to the next one. After a few years, you don't recognize it. And how do you know if you really succeeded? Your wife is your mirror. If after a few months or few years, one day your wife is going to come to you and say, you know what, Moshe? You're a whole different person. I'm so proud of you. Last time you yelled at me was instead of every minute, now it's last time you yelled at me was 3 hours ago. 3 hours without a scream. You're making a huge progress. Then you know you're in the right way. Instead of every 2-3 minutes, now it's every 3 hours. Give it another week or two, it will be every 3 days. Give it another few weeks, it's going to be every 3 months. Few more weeks, every few years. No, every few years, in one time you get angry, maybe Hashem will close his eyes. One incident for a few years, fine. Even that, it's too much. But Hashem understands who he's dealing with. But this is it. This is the only way to fix yourself. But the way to know, the way to succeed by fixing your character, your traits, is first to understand how horrible it is in the eyes of Hashem to have these horrible midot. That's the first key, the first thing to succeed. First to understand how sick you are. If you don't understand the level of your sickness, you will never address it seriously. You only address it when you finally understand that you are mentally sick. You want to be the head of everywhere. You want to put everyone down. You want everyone to bow down to you. You want to control. You're a dictator. You're megalomaniac. What? You crazy. And until you realize who you are, once you realize who you are, next level is to become sad and upset about it. Wow. How did I get so low? It breaks your heart. Sometimes you even cry. And then when you're so low, you begin the recovery. If you don't get to that level, you're never gonna recover. Never. Why? Because in your mind is not so bad. Same thing in Shlom Bayit. Peace in a family between husbands and wife. The only way to fix it is to educate the husband. Usually it's the husband, but sometimes the wife as well. To educate the husband about how big of crime is his behaving. For him to understand what a criminal he is by putting his wife down and calling her names and insulting her and not helping her and not appreciating her and telling her all kinds of words and keeping her at home all day upset and depressed. And then he begins to understand that it ruins his life, it ruins his blessing, it ruins his parnasah. He doesn't make half of what he used to make, and it's affecting the whole house, and then it affects his children later on, and it breaks everything in his family, and it's all because of him. And in the end, to make him understand that that's not gonna go away like that. He's gonna have to pay for every insult, for every violence, for every disrespect, for every time he puts her down. Everything in the end he will have to pay. Nothing goes away like this. Hashem judge a person for every little peep that he made, for good and for bad.